My name is Hindu Umaru Ibrahim. I'm from Chad. I'm representing the Bororo pastoralists, who are the indigenous peoples of Chad. And when I come here in the COP24, and then people start talking about numbers, 1.5 degrees, and others say yes, some say no. I feel that so ridiculous to talk on the things they do not understand. Science tells them we have the window of 12 years to make change, and they is still denying. So the impact I'm seeing, how will be the survival of my peoples? We already lose a lot. Now, what are we going to lose? Our life, the extension of our culture. We make the first World War. We make the second. We have to take lesson, because the third is the environment one. But the third, it's much criminal than the first and second, because the third is thanks not only peoples, but all the environment. So that's what makes me sad, and that's what I feel when I talk about that.
I'm representing the 47 poorest countries in the world, the least developed countries group, and we represent nearly 1 billion people in these climate negotiations. 99% of climate-related deaths happen in the least developed countries, the research have found out, even though they contribute only 1% of global greenhouse gas emissions. We don't have much time left. It's not actually 12 years. For these poorest countries and communities, it's 12 minutes.
My name's Fahani. I'm here, officially on the delegation of the Marshall Islands. I've been in these negotiations since 1991. I've been to 22 of the last 24 COPs. And I'm very frustrated with how things are going, so I've joined the rebellion.
Here in Poland, we're building networks, we're making those links of solidarity. We're here to learn from each other, learn from other groups who are grassroots movements who are already taking action in different countries. And we're pushing the COP to have a more radical outcome. We've been very specific about the language we're using, about telling the truth, and we're also specific about the language that this is an emergency.
Climate change is a reality all over the world. It's been a reality for poor people in poor countries for some time now. It's actually now becoming a reality for rich people in rich countries as well. If you look at the wildfires that hit California recently and the hurricanes that hit the East Coast recently, causing quite a lot of death and damage. So we've passed the threshold of thinking about this as being something that will happen in the future. As of 2018, it's already happening, and we're going to have to move it from being an urgent issue to being an emergency.
Since I last addressed COP in 2009, nothing much seems to have changed. Perhaps now it's time to tell ourselves some hard truths. Carbon emission keeps rising and rising and rising, and all we seem to be doing is talking and talking and talking.
People are no longer waiting for some global consensus. They are suing their governments. They are suing the carbon major companies. They are blocking roads and bridges. They are organizing school strikes. And this is only the beginning. What I heard today is that this is the beginning of the emergency coalition here. So we're in. Thank you.
Well, I think it's time for people to get out in the streets, to do civil disobedience, and to show governments that it's time to take action. As the IPCC report made clear, we're facing a true planetary emergency. We're running out of time. I have been to all the COPs except one since 1995, and they have not made the progress we need.
We always support freedom of assembly, we always support freedom of expression, and when there are issues of concern, and especially issues that have such an impact on our livelihood and the future of the planet, we think everybody should rise up.